Minaj is breaking down some very demonic, very sinister things that are happening in the music industry. I never thought I'd see it, but let's dive into it. Most of us know that Nicki Minaj has been at odds with the music industry for months now. She's turning on Jay-Z, Trevor Noah, Lizzo, and the list goes on. So apparently Nicki Minaj hasn't had any dealings with Instagram for a while, so all of her communications are now on Twitter. And when I say Nicki Minaj has really gone on a rampage, you better believe it. Nicki Minaj has her sights set at Jay-Z, and it starts off by this because Nicki Minaj reposted this tweet coming in from Officer Lou, which says, breaking, TMZ founder Harvey Levin is named in the Epstein files, described as a good friend who could help run a global PR effort to defend convicted pedo Jeffrey Epstein and smear his victims' accusers. And then Alex Breshowitz, he responded by saying, I guess this explains why TMZ didn't cover Jay-Z being named in the Epstein files. Nicki Minaj then posted to her X account, are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it's time for me to do some story times, since I was trying to not say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard. Child, Nicki ain't talking about nobody but Jay-Z right here. We've all heard the rumors. You hear me? Now, Nicki is talking about gaining and maintaining power. So what in the omen is happening here? So this is really some creepy situations that's kind of going on. So let's move on. We have all heard about the rumors about Jay-Z sleeping around with rapper Foxy Brown when she was a child. She was 15 years old. I know you heard Jaguar Wright talking about it. Now, Nicki Minaj actually reposted someone else's kind of account of Jay-Z, which says Jay-Z dated Foxy Brown when she was 15 and took her virginity and he was 23. Jay-Z was going out with Aaliyah when she was 15, 16, 17, and he was 26, 27, 28. Jay-Z met Beyonce at 16 and started dating her. You hear me? Beyonce was underage, allegedly. Then Nicki goes on to say, imagine if a 30-year-old rapper was out here with a 16-year-old in this day and age, and how y'all would have his head on a platter. The guy was hugging and humping on teens in broad daylight. Next, I'll get on the owner of the Shade Room and more. So Nicki goes on to say, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of a blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up. Oh, hell. Nicki done let the cat out the bag. Girl, they gonna find Nicki Minaj in a ditch somewhere. She let all their secrets loose. I need people to really focus on what Nicki Minaj just said and get out of your head with this whole thing about her supporting Trump. Okay? This girl literally got on a social media platform. Nicki Minaj has millions of followers on Twitter. This has to be the first time that a current artist has said these sorts of things as far as Hollywood practicing satanic rituals and taking babies and doing all sorts of things, adrenochrome and sacrificing to their god and satanic worship and bloodshed. I think it's the pot calling the kettle black. You know why, Nicki? Because in 2012, when Whitney Houston died, when she was absolutely 100% taken out during the Grammys, you was on the red carpet performing a ritual all of your own. And then you had nerve enough to perform on stage another ritual. So I guess you know all about the rituals of Hollywood, right? Because you were part of it. Absolutely 100%. And how do we know that you're not part of it now? That everything that you're doing now is nothing but a distraction to us American people? I guess we'll never know because the world is a goddamn stage. Nicki Minaj then posted a poll on her X account where she asks her supporters, her fans, should I do a daily story time about who's been doing what? And of course, 83% of her fans came back and said yes. Okay, so she's threatening to tell what she knows. And look, we all know the ending of that. Girl, you literally will be found bones in the Grand Canyon. Okay. Trevor Noah hosted the Grammys. He did a comedy bit about Nicki Minaj not being in attendance and also her support for Trump. Nicki Minaj caught wind of it. She went straight to X and said Trevor refuses to come out the closet when everyone in the industry knows his boyfriend. Allegedly. Now, personally, I thought Trevor Noah had a girlfriend. These dudes are walking around with husbands and boyfriends. Us regular folk who work a 9 to 5, honey, we don't know what the hell's going on in the music industry in Hollywood, and evidently Nicki Minaj does. Nicki is turning on them, you hear me? Okay, so Nicki moves on to say, they sabotaged my documentary because I spoke about abuse that I suffered. They've been trying to stall all my projects in hopes I lose a bunch of money and beg them for help. Their leaders still think it's a joke. The destruction that's about to come down on them isn't funny. I told y'all to leave me alone. Now you'll understand why you should have just sat there and taken your meds. Nicki Minaj is dishing out more threats, y'all. Nicki then says, maybe I should discuss the brainwashing techniques that they use. Nicki then hilariously posts up, what in the F? Hashtag child predator, with a picture of Jigga Man, Jay-Z, Sean Carter when he was dating Aaliyah in the 90s. Nicki Minaj then goes political. She posted, they're flying in immigrants to vote because they reneged on all the promises they made to African Americans and can no longer get the African American vote by default. They're causing distractions in the streets to distract from the billions they stole from taxpayers. Any Christian who votes Democrat, again, is a fool. They're showing people that it's okay to disrupt a church during worship. This is how they truly feel about you. The veil is lifted. No morals, no integrity. It's not enough for them to have an opinion. They've escalated to physical intrusion of places of worship. The demons inside of them are so bothered all the time. Nicki is talking about demons inside of them, but Nicki, when you first entered the music industry, your whole spiel was about a little boy by the name of Roman who lived in you and that you had conjured him up and he won't go away.
Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me, and he says the things that I don't want to say. He was born, just a few months ago. I think he was born out of rage. He was conceived in rage, violent.
That must be nice to have like an ignorant loudmouth who you can just sort of blame every...
He wants to be blamed. I don't want to blame him. I ask him to leave, but he can't. He's here for a reason. People have brought him out. People conjured him up. Now he won't leave.
If that's not a demon, I don't know what the hell is. Okay? So why don't you shut the hell up? Because actually, it's another pot calling the kettle black. You were in with the Hollywood elite, and now you're mad at them because they've turned their backs on you. So now you're spilling the beans, but you're nothing more than they are. Okay? Then Nicki starts to pander. She says the LGBT has started seeing through the veil and has pissed them off. Why are they getting the gay vote by default? They've moved on from the gay vote to flying in people to vote for them. No loyalty to anyone. The gay community should be able to choose every 4 years like everyone else after the Democrats campaign to win your vote. They should not get your vote. Wake up. Nicki then reposted a picture of Jimmy Kimmel when he dressed as a black NBA player. Apparently, Chrissy Teigen is a lady boy because Nicki Minaj also posted up. Everyone knows Chrissy Teigen has had a dick, allegedly. Is Nicki trying to tell us Chrissy Teigen wide cat face is a man? What sensible, forward-thinking, cutting-edge leading nation is having a debate on whether or not there should be voter ID? Like, they're actually fighting not to have people present ID while voting for your leaders? Do you get it? Do you get it now? Nicki Minaj, she's all in with the politics, okay? Then she takes aim at Lizzo. She said fat Lizzo lost 300 pounds just to sell 300 albums. So now she has loose skin and a flop album and a weird charge. Sheesh. Nicki Minaj is throwing disses to fat people. Y'all better get her. So apparently, Nicki Minaj was still watching the Grammys that didn't invite her. And she says, as they do their ritual tonight, God Almighty will reveal himself to them. The ritual will backfire on them. God will not be mocked. Blessed is his mighty name of Jesus Christ. Every tongue that rises up against me in judgment shall be condemned and put to shame. Watch. Oh my. But Nicki Minaj, you also engaged in rituals. You also engaged in mockery of Jesus Christ. And you're right, he won't be mocked. Okay? And karma is a bitch. And when she comes knocking, she's gonna get you. So this was a lot to unpack. And I've never seen a celebrity as big as Nicki Minaj come out and reveal so many things to the public as she has. And I think that's amazing in itself. But also, it's also concerning because Nicki Minaj has also engaged in a lot of these rituals that she speaks of. We clearly see that. We've seen that in the past with the conjuring of Roman. She talks about this little boy that she conjured up in so many different interviews, and it's quite horrifying. During the 2012 Grammys, she also engaged in a performance that was very satanic. And this was the same weekend that Whitney Houston died. Okay. So it's something to be said about Nicki Minaj pandering politically, which she does have a right to support whoever she wants to. So I'd like to know what you think about this rampage that Nicki Minaj has decided to go on. How do you feel about it? Do you think there will be consequences where Nicki Minaj is concerned? Because honestly, there's been a lot of whistleblowers to come out, maybe not as big as Nicki Minaj, but they're no longer here. They've been taken out. So you guys let me know what you think. Please drop down in the comments and let's have a discussion truly about the things that Nicki Minaj is talking about and revealing about Hollywood.